Welcome to the Sociology of the Sweet Science. I am joined by the legendary trainer, SugarHill Steward. How are you today, Sugar?
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Is it safe to assume that you spent the day in camp training for the Chisora fight?
Yep, that's correct.
So,
Right. I'm trying. I'm working as hard as I can because, yeah, it's gonna be tough for me. Going against Chisora.
now I was rewatching last night the first fight, and then I watched the second fight. And granted, those are both quite a long time ago, and Tyson's a completely different boxer now. So we're definitely going to see, an entirely different fight compared to the first two. But what are some of the things that you are expecting going into this fight?
Well, first and foremost, I'm expecting a knockout. That's just the way I feel. That's the way I feel. You should go into a fight with that attitude because of that way you don't leave it in the hands of the judges,
Mhm.
and you won't have anything. You won't have anything to complain about if the decision doesn't go your way. If you get the knockout, you know what the decision is.
You talk so much about getting the knockout. So I want to ask you, what does the Kronk legacy mean to you?
Well, the Crunk legacy means uh, it's my lifestyle. That's the way I was raised. I was raised in that gym. I was raised around the fighters in that gym, the people in that gym, everything about it. So yeah, it's pretty much it means my lifestyle. Uh,
And
my uncle, my uncle, that's who I look up to as like that's like my father, and I try to do things that he's done in his life because that's what I've been watching growing up my whole life.
now, for our listeners who might not know who your uncle is, would you be able to give
My
them?
uncle is Emanuel Steward, Steward, as in David, as he would say.
Mm. And I know his interest in boxing began when he received a pair of Jack Dempsey's gloves when he was a kid. Is that correct?
We'll just say a pair of boxing gloves. I don't know if they were Jack Dempsey's gloves,
Okay.
but
Okay.
just a pair of boxing gloves would be okay.
Okay. What is it? Yeah, you never know which facts you read online are true or not. But a pair of boxing gloves, and I was wondering, was there a specific event that led you into boxing, or is more or less just the presence of being around your uncle?
More the presence being around him. I mean, that was he was an important figure in my life, even as a baby, as a child. That's your mother's brother. That's my mother's brother. So that's who my mother looked up to. That's my grandmother's son. So, being around my grandmother and my mother and my great grandmother, Emmanuel was the only boy in that generation. Like so, when I in my generation, I was the only boy. So yeah, that's what I hear. That's the man who I hear them talking about. So that's the man who my eyes are open and my ears are open to try to be like and to make proud of and everything like that.
You had so many champions in different divisions, and I wanted to ask you, what makes the heavyweight division just so special?
The heavyweight division is so special because it's the first division in boxing, first of all, and it just holds so much prestige, throughout the history of boxing, uh, and just physical combat of two men.
Mhm.
So the heavyweight division is definitely the grandfather division of boxing. It's the big boy division. It's all of it. It's all of that. Pretty much the heavyweight division is boxing.
Mhm.
Pretty much, if that's just being honest, not being not anything toward any of the other weight divisions, but yeah, that's just where it all started at. Then they broke down and started having different weight divisions, but that heavyweight division is just it's a staple of the sport of boxing. To have
Now,
the heavyweight division flourish and be strong uh, is a positive look on boxing.
I remember your uncle said that he expected not in the near future, but eventually that there will probably be a super heavyweight division. you look at Wilder in his last fight, he was 214, and what was Tyson in the trilogy fight, like 270 something? There is such a huge difference in these heavyweights now compared to say like the heavyweights of the 70s. Do you expect to see this new weight class?
I would almost have to say possibly. I want to say yes and no because the WBC have just added another weight division, which is called the Bridgerweight. So
Mhm,
I don't think I think the heavyweight division should just stay heavy. It
mhm,
shouldn't be super heavy because that name is just prestigious throughout boxing, the heavyweight division, and
mhm,
it should stay at the top. I know in amateur boxing they have super heavyweight divisions, but
mhm,
I think for professional boxing that name should hold true as the highest standard in boxing as a weight division. And so what they've done with that Bridger weight is they put a weight that's over 201, but that would be like making the heavyweight division the super heavyweight division without
mhm.
making it a super heavyweight division.
Exactly, but say the WBC is the only organization that has Bridgerweight, and that is, I believe, 201 to 220. Is that correct?
I believe that is correct.
So why have other organizations not adopted it? Because I feel like the fact that it's only the WBC, there's not much prestige behind it. There's not much, fighters can't make as much money, for the Bridgerweight title as they can the heavyweight title. Do you think there will ever be something that inaugurates the division to become something that people care about?
I'm not sure. All I can say is that it just takes time. If
Mhm.
something new doesn't mean everybody has to jump on it, but something new, people have to get used to it and adapt to it. So only time will tell for that situation.
Mhm. I remember after it was Fury's second fight or third fight. You mentioned the possibility of retiring. Obviously, we have the Dylan White fight and this upcoming Chisora fight. Do you see yourself slowing down anytime soon?
Uh, I don't know, honestly. I guess I'm not thinking about it right now, but you actually bringing that up, making me think about it. So maybe I should retire. Maybe I should go into retirement.
Oh no,
I
no.
wasn't, I wasn't thinking about it until you brought it up. So
Oh no, no! I was just doing my research last night, and I was like, I had no idea. I was in an interview with I think you and Lennox Lewis, and you mentioned it. I was like, oh wow, I was not aware of this at all. But you obviously spent a lot of time around Lennox Lewis, I assume, growing up, because he was one of your uncle's fighters, right?
yeah, but it didn't mean I spent a lot of time with him.
Hmm.
I've known Lewis Lennox for some years. We weren't close. Obviously, at that time I had a job, so I wasn't able to be around my uncle in all these training camps. And at the same time, I had my own amateur team, which did not allow me to be able to travel into these training camps with my uncle all the time. When I have a full amateur team back home that I need to be with every day, and going out of town on the weekends to fight, traveling to go out of town. So that was a full time job in itself. So a lot of a lot of the fighters that my uncle trained, I wasn't privileged to be in those camps as close like other people were. I have my own things to worry about, and that's one of the things he always told me:
Hmm.
take care of your amateur team. I dearly wanted to be there, but I understood that I have my own responsibilities of training and teaching these amateurs, and that was more important than me going to be with a professional world champion training camp. I
What
was doing everything I was supposed to do, and getting my experience and knowledge through my amateurs the same way as Emmanuel did.
What are some of the differences when training an amateur boxer and a professional boxer?
To me, it's really not that much difference. I train them all the same,
Okay.
whether it's a amateur boxer that's just starting or an amateur boxer that has experience already. Each individual is different. You have to look at that individual and understand his makeup, his or her makeup, and be able to tutor and teach that person.
Mhm. And do you see yourself going into commentary like your uncle in the future?
I believe I'm doing that right now. There's Tyson, Fury, and Wilder. They're in the center of the ring. and Tyson's moving and jabbing, Wilder's throwing jabs to the body.
Mhm.
That's a pretty good strategy, jabbing up and jabbing down, trying to take Tyson Fury's hand, his left hand, to bring it low so Deontay can capitalize with that big, powerful right hand. See?
Now, in this fight, one of the things I remember when Tyson went down twice is in the third or fourth round, you said that you weren't, you took a look at him, he looked okay, and you weren't too worried after the fight. How did you navigate those two knockdowns and then come back and get the 11th round stoppage?
Uh, me and Tyson are a great team, great
Mhm.
personalities together, good friends, even closer than that, like family. So, me knowing him, I knew that he was okay, and it was just getting back to the game plan. That was it.
Mhm.
Uh, he got a little careless. He had a wild that hurt the round before, and he was trying to finish it early, and he made a mistake in boxing, one mistake, and that's it.
Mhm.
And he made that mistake, and he had to pay for it. And he didn't make it again. I can tell you that much.
That's for sure.
So,
And
so yeah, sometimes you have to learn the hard way. I thought he would have learned it from the first fight they had when he got knocked down in the 12th round, but I guess he wanted that old school feeling again.
outside of Tyson Fury, what other fighters are you currently training?
Uh, to name a few fighters that I work with, one fighter is named Ben Whitaker. He's from England. He's England's silver medalist in the last Olympics. Also working with Vladimir Shishkin, a 168 pounder, Shoja Ergashov, 140 pounders, uh, Jelena Mrjinovic, a 126 female. Uh, uh, I've even got a young cousin named Gordy Russ, the second who I'm working with. And see, when you ask things like this, it's like, okay, who am I working with? So it's like, you don't want to leave anybody out. And I don't really like to mention the fighters, but if people ask me the number, I'll just normally say about 5 or 7 fighters, even though it may be more, give or take. But um, yeah, with boxing, it's a little bit more difficult than with, on the outside people are seeing. So
No, it's like when someone wins an Academy Award and they're giving their speech and they're like, oh, I don't want to forget the producer, the screenwriter, and all that. No, I totally know what you mean. Now after the Chisora fight, what can we expect from you in 2023, or would you rather not reveal your cards?
you know what, things come and go in boxing, so I never have a set schedule on what's going on. So
Yeah.
fights come, fights go. Somebody may just call me right while we're talking.
Mhm.
Somebody was trying to call me, so it could have been somebody trying to get a hold of me, for me to work with them for a fight that they have coming up.
Mhm.
So
And
it's just all it's all in the air, whichever
mhm.
way the wind blows.
Now, with Tyson's upcoming fight, there is obviously a lot of drama surrounding, who the opponent was going to be. I wanted to ask, are you involved with the negotiations? Or are you just completely out of that and just let the promoters and broadcasters deal with that?
Yeah, that's not my job. I'm the trainer, so I
Yes,
stay in my lane and I focus on what I need to focus on, so I can stay achieving higher standards at my job. So I'm not
exactly.
spreading myself thin, trying to do everything and trying to be everything just to say, oh yeah, I'm helping with decisions. I'm helping with that.
Mhm.
To me, it doesn't even matter. I know some people, they want all of that, but for me, just let me train and let my fighters win and get knockouts. I'm okay with all that.
Absolutely. And so the name of the interview series, which will be used for the book, is called Sociology of the Sweet Science. So to end the interview, I wanted to ask you, what does the sweet science mean to you?
I just showed you what it meant. That sugar kiss.
I
That sugar, that's the sweetness of it. That's the sweetness of the science.
love it. Sugar, thank you.
But listen. The sweet is not that difficult. Everybody tries to make things difficult, but it's the sweet science is to hit and not get hit. Simple as that.
Yeah,
Simple.
it's such an interesting question to ask people because you get an answer like yours that is so succinct, that is exactly what it is, and then you got other people who will just give you, a thesis on what it is. And, you know, I
I'm
think,
not gonna waste your time with all that to try to make myself sound like I'm some kind of Einstein, some kind of a philosopher or something like that. The heck with all that. It's as simple as it is.
Mhm,
The sport of boxing, the object of the sport is to hit somebody and not get hit.
mhm,
Simple as that. It's
exactly,
the same way if you're playing American football. That's for you to score touchdowns and the other team not to score touchdowns.
exactly.
It's as simple as that.
But what is it, Sugar? Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. And good luck on the 3rd of December. I unfortunately will not be able to make it to the UK, but I look forward to seeing Tyson Fury fight in the US next, perhaps, and maybe conducting an interview with him.
Well, you gotta have goals in your life.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And I feel like someone like yourself would never you know, put someone down for having goals.
No, no, I've got my own goals, you know. So if you don't have goals in life, then where are you going?
Exactly,
We're
exactly.
not we're not saying what those goals are, but you gotta have. If your goal is to do nothing, that's still a
Mhm.
goal. If
Yes.
your goal is to not have goals, then that's still a goal.
Mhm,
Even though you don't want to have a goal, you do
mhm,
have a goal, which is to not do nothing.
mhm. Absolutely. Well, Sugar, thank you so much. And I appreciate it. I would like to wish you and Tyson the best of luck on December 3rd.